A new generation for one of the SUV bestsellers. This is the all-new Toyota RAV4. Over 15 million sales since 1993 with different generations, and now is the very new one. And what's new? How good is it? Exterior, interior, technology. We're going to tell you all about it here with Thomas Nautical Fuel in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. This is here also the GR Sport. We're soon also going to show you the normal look, but this one here, the more sporty, cooler looking RAV4 GR Sport, for example. And here you have the badge, you have this honeycomb front grille with the shiny black cladding and so on. Then also the Toyota logo here in the front is blacked out. This is a very, very strong look, a stronger stance here in this new generation, new headlamp design as well. And especially here in the cool contrast with the striking red color here, and soon going to show you different colors. The GR Sport also has 20mm wider track and also a sportier suspension setup. So in the front you have performance dampers, but also a distinctive rear axle then for the GR Sport, and the whole suspension setup is a little bit stiffer. Here 20-inch wheels in black. This is also standard for the GR Sport. Looks pretty massive, and we're soon going to drive this one for you as well, and then can tell you more about the comfort and so on. And you get hybrid drivetrain or plug-in hybrid, soon more deals to that. This is the plug-in hybrid, so you have the charging flap here in the front already, and news is that here 11 kilowatt AC. That's good, so quicker in the AC charging, and also 50 kilowatt DC charging that you can charge it 10 to 80% in 30 minutes. So that's another improvement for the plug-in hybrid. Now with a 23 kilowatt hour gross battery. Net figures, they don't reveal it usually, don't like it that much. We have to see them, and maybe we can charge it later on, we can find it out for you. Soon also more about the hybrid engine and so on when we go to the front. Let's finish the rear here in the contrast roof scheme. Of course, you can also get versions with uni body color. And you can see here that in the GR Sport we have the wheel arches, this trapeze style, but also painted then in the high gloss black. And the rear really upright. When more and more SUVs go in a more coupe style, this one remains really upright for a lot of space in the boot. Soon also going to show that to you. And then the modern tail lamp signature, you can see it right here. Turning indicators are just here at the side, and really massive this black contrast here in the lower part. This is here again the plug-in hybrid model. That's where here also PHEV badge and the GR Sport badge for this very version. And you will get front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive versions, both for the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid. And the total length stays the same, 4,60 m or 181 inches. And a quick look at the normal new RAV4 without the GR Sport. You can see here you also have a different front grille, but it has some honeycomb design somewhat, but more close and more body color is being used here in this dark blue, which looks a little bit matte-ish, but it's not a real matte-ish color. And then you can see here the wheel arches. They are not high gloss black, but more matte in the styling, but they are not super rugged, so they feel kind of soft. You can also maybe hear that when you feel over them. It's also very interesting. Then of course different wheels here. I think they look pretty cool here in this bright design. These are also 20-inch wheels. And if you want more riding comfort, you can of course also get smaller wheels. And what you can also see here, this one does not have the contrasting roof. So here body color roof, but then here this black insert, this kind of splits it visually there. And in the rear also this like really big area here, but then we don't have a black contrast here, but more a silver contrast. So you have a little bit different styling. Tail lamps are of course again the same, but here for example the Toyota logo is also blacked out. This is the key fob. Yeah, that's pretty much standard, nothing really new. Door closing sounds. Yeah, nothing special honestly. We know that Toyota and also Mazda and so on, they have never really paid much attention to the door closing sounds. Then inside of the doors, here it's somewhat structured, but rather hard still, then softer here with the leatherette insert. Also here for the elbow, but it could still be softer for the elbow. Basic materials in the lower part as well. Then the GR Sport entry badge. And also here for the floor mats. Soon going to show you the base interior, but here once again the GR Sport steering wheel with the logo and red contour stitches on the inside. Real buttons still at the steering wheel, like the volume control. Right side then controls for the cruise control. Don't wonder, the instruments, they will be new, 12.3-inch instruments, 13-inch infotainment. This is at the moment here not a real screen because it's a hand-built car. The screen was not ready yet. So don't wonder about this one here, but this is how it's going to look from the dimensions. And then here the seats, these are the GR Sport seats, obviously with microfiber on the inside, leatherette on the outside. And they look pretty cool. Let's see if they're also comfy. Electric control for them. Let's get inside, and yeah, actually also works nicely for tall adults. Upright, good seating position, typical SUV style. And then here headroom. This is close actually with 189, 6'2", so not too much headroom left here, but it's okay. And then here I have this manual shade for this small glass roof. It does really open, and then you can just manual open and close it. And yeah, I'm actually also fine with these manual openings and closing. And here steering wheel feels really nice, up and down, in and out. What's important here with the interior is that what you cannot see here yet, but it will have a completely new software architecture behind. And this is also enabling an upgrade of all the kinds of assistance systems. And the rest of the cockpit here, you have some open space right here to put things, for example. Then in this case here, in GR Sport, a leatherette covering, feels nice. Then the glove box here, opens smoothly, nicely dampened. And very visible here, the drive mode selector for trail and snow and normal. These feel also quite good here when you touch them. On the right side then, general drive mode selector, and also switching between the EV modes, for example. 15-watt USB-C charging on both sides. And then here, for example, hill descent control, so everything set for rugged off-road driving. Cubby hole here. On the top part, there's an inductive charging pad on the left. Right side, just a storage for the phone. This one has no cooling here whatsoever, it seems, at least. And then here, cup holders are adaptive, and you can also put this one out theoretically if you like that. Then this the very small drive mode selector, reminds me of the like the older VW solution, not the new one that is on the steering wheel. And then here could be a little bit softer for your elbow. This is like this split where you can open it to both sides here. One more USB-C charger down there and 12-volt power supply, and you can open it as well here to the driver's side. So this is both possible actually. So yeah, why not? And you can see normal switch key here, also the steering wheel, and also shifting pedals. And then this is the 13-inch infotainment screen. As I said, this is not a live screen yet, but these ones will be the buttons. So you still have like warmer and colder buttons at the screen. Nice to have it. Also a manual volume jog, so blending a little bit of analog and digital world. The mirror here is also kind of slim, looks cool, and you also have a sunglasses cover here on the top part. Let's check out the sunlights here. Light. Can they be extended in a way? Let's see. No, they can't. And most obviously, this box here is for the head-up display. There's Liam. Yeah, and then it will be projected into the windscreen. And two more GR Sport features. First of all, here the aluminum pedals and these knee pads here for microfiber. The microfiber is nice, but it's not really dampened underneath there. Rear seats, rear door doesn't open that wide, so tricky maybe for child seats and so on. Then here is structured, not that soft, but here then softer with the leatherette insert, for example. Here all hard pack and so on. Then the seats in the GR Sport, we have here the microfiber on the inside, leatherette on the outside. That's cool. Isofix outsides each. And then we can fold down some cup holders here. They are not adaptive though. And then the back part here, you can see you also have this cargo position, or more upright, so this is possible, or then more laid back for more comfortable position. Then headroom with 189, 602, there's a lot of headroom left. And legroom, seat as I would be driving, there's also enough legroom left here. Two USB-C chargers, 15-watt each, also says here. And then, yeah, little hump here for the middle console, but overall decent comfort. I do feel though that the battery went in the floor. You feel a little bit because the floor is not that low. You see here like from the angle of my legs. But I mean, it's not bad, still comfortable, and you see you have really a lot of space in the rear. Trunk or boot, let's take a look. Here there's this cover open to the sides here each, and the trolley also fits in vertically. This here nice GR Sport and like this floor mat. Underneath another cover, and then you see here there's a replacement tire. It's cool. And then here, this is actually really wide. Look at that. So I mean, back there, here is more a meter or 40 inches here between the wheel arches, but in the front of the trunk, this is more like 1 meter 20 or 48 inches. That's pretty cool. And then here the height. we are at about 77 centimeters or 30 inches. And we can also fold the seats. We have to grab over here and here. Can be done. No remote release or something. And then to the seats in the front there. This is then total like 1.85 meters or 73 inches. So that's actually pretty cool. And the engine, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. And then either as the hybrid, this is the plug-in hybrid here though, but the hybrid 180 horsepower front-wheel drive or 190 horsepower all-wheel drive. And for the plug-in hybrid, also two versions, front-wheel drive 270 horsepower or the all-wheel drive model over 300 horsepower. And then the acceleration figure is around 6 seconds, 0 to 1 kilometers an hour, so 62 miles an hour. So this is a very performant version then indeed, and looking forward to drive it. And very important also for the plug-in hybrid that the battery went in the center of the vehicle, in the lower part, like with an electric vehicle. And that improves the driving, center of gravity is really lower. So really looking forward to drive this one, especially as the new plug-in hybrid with all these improvements, 30% larger battery and so on. Quick look at the non-GR Sport interior. So the ceiling is pretty cool. It's bright here. I like that. Here you can see the panoramic roof. And this goes really wide. There's a shade available and you can actually still really open that. The car is not properly powered here at the moment though. About the seating materials, I'm not exactly sure at the day of the shooting. We have to talk about that at a later stage. But definitely what was cool with the GR Sport, that you have the microfiber interior there. And here another color for you, and probably we have found our favorite color combination for today. I think Leah also agrees. Oh, does she? Yeah, she nods. So here with this kind of like sand gray dune color on the exterior, also works well with the integrated honeycomb grille right here. So this looks really stunning and somewhat different. Definitely. Here on the side you can see also with 20-inch wheels, in this case, and also with the black ones. You can of course argue about that, which one do you prefer. This one all the way by has also here the painted wheel arches in high gloss black. And towards the rear, this then so to speak like a mix. So we have the bright element in the lower part again, and even cooler here about the interior, because the GR Sport is really nice, definitely. But here, this interior I also found pretty cool. Look at that, because these here are gray microfiber seats. And yeah, I think that might be my favorite combination here for today. So really nice here with the gray microfiber on the inside, leatherette on the outside. So this is really nice. And they're also pretty cozy and comfortable. So yeah, I did like the GR Sport definitely, but maybe I found my car here for today with this exterior and this very interior. Or what about you? Tell me, what do you think about the all-new RAV4? Would you pick it in the GR Sport trim or in the normal version? Tell me in the comments. And soon we're going to drive that here for you. Would you rather like to see us driving the normal hybrid or the plug-in hybrid? So also leave these preferences then in the comments. I think it really looks striking from the outside. Nice also with the GR Sport interior. Of course, we have to see how the build quality of the final interior is. These are one of the first hand-built versions and so on, so don't wonder about that. But also cool that we could give you some variety of the all-new model here. And the best upgrade definitely if you go for the plug-in hybrid version, because that one has been massively upgraded. And now check out the competition.